doing Short Show Internet. My name is Brett, your hostess with the mostest, and guess who's back? Back again. It's Tyler.
Hi.
We were gonna do a full episode with Tyler, but you know, the guy that was gonna come on with him, I teased him in the last episode of this mysterious Spencer. Died in he died in a tragic engineering accident known as early onset homework.
Yeah, he's real dead.
So if we can get some F's down in the comments for Spencer. But instead, you're getting a one-on-one off number 2 earlier than expected, and Tyler's back in town.
I like talking about things.
Isn't that the whole point of a podcast?
Mm-hmm.
But no, it's good that you're back because your first episode got cut short because way back at the beginning of this show, we were posting on SoundCloud because I thought that was a good idea. And I was running out of free SoundCloud minutes. And so Tyler said, why don't you just put them all on YouTube? And lo and behold,
YouTubey.
If I click on YouTube right now on my handy-dandy laptop that I have... Yep.
Why is this like an infomercial for your podcast?
Because if
3
you call
easy payments of $19.95, you too can. I don't know.
Well, no, what? What are you selling to people, Tyler? Tell them.
I'm not the one selling anything here. You're the one selling it. What kind of laptop is it then, huh? If it's so handy dandy.
It's a Lenovo Yoga.
Yoga?
Yeah.
Yogi Bear? What's in the picnic basket?
Hey, boo boo.
What's in the picnic basket?
Oh, such a good show. But no, if I click on YouTube on my handy-dandy Lenovo Yoga, not sponsored, would happily be sponsored. I will plug
Lenovo yogurt.
with strawberries.
Did you run out of steam?
Yeah.
What are we looking up? You were saying something about looking up on the handy-dandy laptop.
No, I might just have to cut that. But...
No, the YouTubey. Because you post them on YouTubey now.
Right, because now we're on YouTube. So if you click on YouTube like I did on my handy-dandy laptop and go to RoundTableMedia, you'll see we have a YouTube channel. Oh, wait, you probably already know that because that's where you're watching this episode.
Guys, I have something to say.
Go ahead.
It's a rectangular table. For everybody,
We've talked about this already.
But I just want everybody to know.
Yeah, we know.
That this is... I'm touching it right now.
Yeah, uh-huh. Can I finish my like and subscribe bit, please?
No, don't. Don't bother all 5 of your viewers.
Actually,
for pining for
actually,
likes and subs.
15 views, 17 views. Your episode, 32 views.
Dude, I got some pull.
21 views, 31 views.
What's the one with the 31 views?
13 episode 1.
Oh,
and 13 subscribers. We broke 10.
Ooh, I haven't even subscribed. By the way, I'm gonna do that.
14.
You're like, we're gonna add that number right now.
So if you're watching this and you found us randomly, or you're one of the people we actually know as we're trying to get this show going, 1, really appreciate you tuning in. 2, would super duper appreciate it if you go down and click that subscribe button. You don't have to click the bell, but you probably should.
Don't be the Bell Squad guy.
No, I'm not being the Bell Squad because we're not...
Notification Squad!
We're not going to have a notification squad, but my upload schedule is so freaking inconsistent at the moment. It would probably be super helpful if you clicked the bell, because then you will know if I upload. I don't have to remind you, and then you can still never miss a video. Or an episode. Because they're not really videos.
Also, speaking of their videos, every single one of your videos it's just a thumbnail of an owl.
Yeah, it's
way to be.
Oh, what's his name? We named the owl in one of the episodes. I forgot his name.
My vote is for Sebastian. I feel like that's...
No, he already has a name. Benny. His name is Benny.
Benny?
Benny. His name is Benny. Yep.
Is it just Benny? Is there no last name, or is it like
just Benny?
Benny the... I don't know.
Benny the owl.
Oh, we have to...
It's a podcast, you know?
Meet them. We have to talk to them.
But anyway, no, please. Subscribe down below. Click the bell, because my upload schedule is disgusting. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think. Leave a like. Leave a dislike, because if you interact with the video, it still helps the metrics.
Dude, if you dislike this video, I will find you.
And I will 1v1 you.
Because it's probably somebody we know.
Oh, no. I think Addison has disliked 3 of these videos.
Addison dislikes himself when he looks in the mirror, so it's fine.
You know what?
If there was a dislike button on his mirror, I bet he would press it.
He roasted you a little bit in his episode, so feel free.
Oh, what? What did he say? I haven't listened to it.
He called you a tryhard.
He called me a tryhard?
Yes.
Oh my! I can't. All the things that I want to say to that are not PG.
No, it's fine.
Addison, if you're listening to this,
Fight me.
you haven't even met me in real life.
You've both been in the studio, but not together.
Fight me IRL, Addison, with you and your dad bod. Get over here. Bring Blair too. Someone's got to watch.
Oh, there's drama on the show. No, it's fine.
I just want. Can you just edit in like the Office theme?
No, copyright.
Like just make it an Office episode.
No, I can't because we'll get DMC'd.
No, it's
We'll
under,
get Devil
it's
May Cry.
under 15 seconds.
Oh,
on
really?
YouTube, if you could play copyrighted music as long as it's not longer than 15 seconds.
I could use copyrighted music for my intros,
So it's like 5 seconds.
but I'm not.
If you use just a 5-second soundbite, I think you're good.
That's a lot of editing that I don't want to do.
Hey,
And my editing is garbage as is.
I can do it.
Oh.
I was editing a video before I came here, and I'm stressing about it. Because video's hard. Anyway,
Well,
we're going to talk about
what are we going to talk
Star
about?
Wars today, because the trailer came out yesterday for Episode 9.
We're going to go ahead and date that for anyone that might be listening in the future or don't know what we're talking about today.
April 13th is today.
Yep.
And April 12th was yesterday, 2019.
Yep.
The Star Wars Episode 9 Rise of Skywalker trailer came out yesterday.
So, everyone, buckle up. Prepare to make the jump to light speed here in TUTV's Studio 151. Tyler, first impressions.
First impressions, I want to know who's in the daggum ship. When Rey's standing in the desert and she's looking at the ship speeding towards her.
You know that's Kylo's TIE fighter, right?
I know it is, but they didn't show his face, so it might not be him. Because we all know it's Kylo's. It's Kylo's speeder, right?
It's his like.
They only showed
it's
gloves.
It's his TIE like.
They only showed gloves.
Infiltrator or something.
Silencer.
Silencer. That's
That's
it.
what he flies as a TIE silencer.
You're right.
And but I don't think it's Kylo in that ship.
Could she have been doing like image training? Do you think she just imagines that ship being there?
I don't know.
Maybe.
Because they didn't go any further with the scene. It just stops when she's twirling in midair and nothing happens. She doesn't split it in half in the trailer like I expected. Or, nothing happens. But I don't think it's a simulation. Also, do you think she's on Jakku or Tatooine or some other desert planet?
It looked like Jakku.
But that's not a...
It was too like rocky and jagged to be Tatooine. And I know that's splitting hairs, but Tatooine, every time it's been on screen, even when you're in like the canyon lands, it's very smooth, like sandstone-esque environments. And Jakku, they made a point to make it look real like gross. And I don't mean gross as in bad, but like
I don't know. It was flat in some areas on Jakku. Like whenever in Force Awakens, when Rey and Finn are running around, and then they run into the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
It's like the whole backdrop is just flat sand.
No, you're right.
So it's like it could be either one. But do you think she's back on her home planet, or do you think she's on Luke's home planet? I think it would be cool if she was on Tatooine.
Okay, well, that's interesting you bring that up, because Luke's voice is talking to Rey the whole time during
that scene.
Like, more or less, he's talking the whole time.
So do you think Rey went to Tatooine to try and find Luke's home?
I mean, maybe, because
Like original
Luke
home?
had to go to Dagobah
Yeah.
and found
Do
Yoda.
you think that's like Rey's Force pilgrimage was to Tatooine?
Well, and she would also find it was also Ben's home, Ben Kenobi,
Exactly. For a long time.
who didn't make an appearance in Episode 8.
And also,
I'm really upset about it.
speaking of Ben Kenobi and Tatooine, there's a freaking thing I realized recently is that Luke's green lightsaber is Qui-Gon Jinn's lightsaber.
No.
Hear me out. Ben Kenobi kept Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber in A New Hope. We see him give it to Luke, right?
Yeah.
And he has in Ben's little house that he lives in Tatooine. I think because it is canon in the novelization that Obi-Wan Kenobi kept Qui-Gon Jinn's green lightsaber crystal.
Yeah.
I think because there's a deleted scene from Return of the Jedi of Luke like using the Force to assemble a lightsaber, and he's back on Tatooine.
Right.
I think Luke went back to Ben's hut found Qui-Gon Jinn's lightsaber crystal and forged his own lightsaber with it.
Okay. The crystal, I could totally see it being Qui-Gon's, but if you were going to say the lightsaber...
Not the design,
Okay.
no, the
Well, you said lightsaber.
The green crystal that Luke used for his lightsaber, I think is Qui-Gon Jinn's lightsaber crystal.
I mean,
it's green.
In actuality, it was an editing mistake, and they ran with it.
I think they could beautifully retcon that.
I think they did with the novelization.
It's got to be Qui-Gon Jinn's. But also, yeah. So if Luke were to, because the whole new canon for lightsaber crystals is that they go to that whatever planet I forget the name of, and they take a blank lightsaber crystal, and then they imbue their essence into it, and whatever color it turns is the kind of Force user they are. And so I think since Qui-Gon Jinn's lightsaber is already green, I don't think Luke's essence is green. I think it's blue, which was why in The Last Jedi, when he used his apparition to fight Kylo, he chose to use
Ilium.
Yeah, Ilium, that planet. He chose to use Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber that was blue because that's his real lightsaber color and not green. And I think that's another reason, because he could have totally chosen to use. He was literally just making an apparition himself. He could have chosen to appear however he wanted to. So he chose the blue lightsaber.
The Luke that Kylo knows had the green lightsaber.
Exactly.
Which, honestly, I think would have made that scene more powerful.
Because when he's looming over Kylo...
He has the green.
He has the green lightsaber.
It would have made that fight a lot more meaningful.
He chose to use the blue one.
Which was interesting.
And I think that's on purpose.
I think Rian Johnson is also kind of a bumbling idiot. But...
I mean, whatever you think of Rian Johnson, that movie is canon and it's set in stone now. Like,
yeah, I know, and
everything in that movie.
And now JJ has to fix some of it because Johnson was told, like, this has to happen with Snoke, this has to happen with Luke, and this has to happen with Rey's parents. And Johnson said, okay, I'm not going to do any of that. And now JJ
I respect it.
And I don't, because JJ got brought back into this franchise for episode 7, and he threw out all these plot lines to try and get the series going again. And Johnson said, I'm gonna muck with all of them. And now JJ has to come back and tie all these cut lines back into knots and somehow make Snoke's death meaningful and Rey's parents not nobody. And
which is exactly why I think Palpatine's coming back, to make Snoke's death meaningful.
I mean, he may have been coming back anyway. Okay, so for those of you that don't know what Tyler just said, at the very end of the trailer, if you clicked off, it's after the final text fades off screen. It's after, December fades off screen. It's at the very, very end of the teaser. Palpatine's,
Yep.
laugh is at the very end. And it comes immediately after Luke says, no one's ever really gone.
So it's and in the Star Wars Celebration festival they did last week, where they all got the cast members and they all had a giant panel and whatever. Ian McDermott,
I was gonna say, was he there?
The prequel trilogy actor for
Chancellor Palpatine.
Yeah, the prequel trilogy actor for Chancellor Palpatine came out and did that laugh, and they rolled the trailer again and they showcased that laugh, and J.J. Abrams came out and said, confirmed that Palpatine is in some way in episode 9. So, what are they going to do with that? I don't freaking know, because there's a shot in the trailer of Rey, Poe, and Finn, the whole gang, going to the
Duwong crew.
The Duwong, yeah, the gang of misfits. 2 sexy boys and a Jedi.
2 sexy boys.
Yeah, I mean, they got diversity in there. It's a black guy and a
Poe Dameron.
And a Poe Dameron.
Whatever Oscar Isaac is. He could be.
Wow.
Well, he could be. He could be a few things, and I don't want to get it wrong.
But there's a scene of them going to a planet that has the remnants of the second Death Star on it, because there was 2, if you didn't know, and the second one is the one.
Oh, speaking of the second Death Star, Lando's back.
Old Lando. There's a shot of old Lando,
Fly on the Falcon.
The original trilogy actor that played Lando.
Billy D. Williams.
That played Lando Calrissian. There's a scene with him and Chewbacca flying the Millennium Falcon into light speed. We don't, because because it's in light speed. You know, it's like all.
We don't know where they're going.
We don't know where they're going, and we don't know where they were flying from. But
That
he's
scene has a
laughing
lot
and
of
have a good time.
That scene has a lot of meaning after Solo as well.
Yeah, because we
But
just saw.
I'm
so
not
much
looking
backstory.
forward to. I'm assuming Chewie goes off and finds Lando, but however Lando gets brought back, I'm not looking forward to him like realizing, oh,
Han's.
Han's dead.
I think that's why
And-
Chewbacca
no.
goes and finds him.
Because Han's dead, Luke's dead, Leia's gonna die. We all know it's gonna happen.
And also, Carrie Fisher, she is actually in the movie.
Because they filmed a lot of her stuff already, and then she died, and so they finished the rest of it with like unused edited footage and like reworked
Yes.
lines because movie magic.
Movie magic, and they found a way. Like, there's a
I-
scene in the trailer of Carrie Fisher, like as Princess Leia, hugging Rey.
I think that was already filmed.
They already filmed that because
I think anything where Carrie directly interacts with someone was already filmed, like in terms of like touch. But I think everything else is probably
they had to have filmed all that ahead of time.
yeah.
Which I don't know how they could have anticipated, but because she wasn't in
Well, those are probably really important scenes. And
Rogue One is the only Star Wars movie that we've had to CGI dead actors into the movie.
they did Tarkin, and then who else?
Tarkin and Leia. Leia was CGI'd at the end,
Leia wasn't dead; she was just made younger. It was
but you if you go, have you seen the end?
yeah. No, it's
On-
basically like
on the Corvette.
yeah. They
where,
basically took Leia from Episode 4 and like superimposed it over a body actor,
yes.
and like that's why she looked better than Tarkin, because Tarkin was pure CGI.
Oh, Tarkin was,
I mean, okay,
but it kind of looked like face swap, you know?
for what it was, Tarkin didn't look terrible.
No,
To be a purely just CGI'd person, he didn't look terrible. It's getting there, but he didn't look great. But I mean, what are you gonna do?
they did it,
I mean,
and it worked.
I think they could have just gotten a lookalike, and everyone would have understood. Because like in Marvel, they changed actors for Rhodey midway through the MCU, and no one cared.
They changed actors for Hulk
That too,
after the first
and
movie.
it ended up being better. I like Mark Ruffalo a lot more than Eric Bana.
What are you talking about? It's Ed Norton.
Ed Norton, you're right.
I was going to say, I was like,
Eric Bana.
Ed Norton was the 2011 Incredible Hulk movie, and then they were like, that's technically the first MCU movie is the Hulk solo movie, and then they did Iron Man 1, which is the spiritual first movie.
Iron Man 1 came out before the Hulk.
Are you sure about that?
Yep, because Tony is in the post credit scene of the Incredible Hulk.
Wait,
Iron Man 1 release date was 2007. Oh, sorry, 2008. May 2nd, 2008.
then I've had those mixed up this whole time.
You have.
Well, either way, Iron Man is the first one, but yeah, they recast Hulk real quick after the Hulk solo movie, which Hulk will never get a solo movie.
The Incredible Hulk did come out in 2008, but it came out in
It probably came out like months apart. One came out at the start of the year, one came out at the end.
yeah, I'm looking. Hold on. Yeah, June 8th.
Was Hulk?
Yeah, it was just a month later.
Oh, wow.
They were working on them at the same time.
So they released them like back to back
Mhm.
in the summer.
And then
Like,
the next year we got Captain America we got Thor and then Captain America.
yeah, Thor. The original Thor with the Chris Hemsworth bleached blonde eyebrows.
Bring me another.
I know.
Smash.
So bad.
But I think the best two out of the original 4 films was Iron Man 1 and Captain America. Those two were amazing. And The Incredible Hulk and Thor, for what they were, nobody had really ever done like solo films for these characters.
Incredible Hulk is that he can't solo movies doesn't work for him.
I mean, I think
It doesn't.
the new Hulk, like with Mark Ruffalo and kind of the way they've explored him, I think he could now that he's grown.
Mhm.
But definitely at the beginning, it was just going to be a bunch of like, how do I not get angry?
Yeah, and that's
But that's what the Hulk is.
That's the whole Hulk thing. And then in Avengers 1 he's like, I'm always angry. So I'm like, well, that solves everything. That's fine.
And then Thor, like
No solo movie needed. He just explained it.
Thor is just an angry Viking.
Thor is a god.
Yeah.
He's the god of thunder. But Thor 1 and Thor 2 were pretty mediocre. Thor Ragnarok
Oh my gosh.
is amazing.
It's so good. Also, it's also kind of a Hulk film.
And also, I think, hold on. Also, I like how we transition very cleanly from Star Wars into Marvel.
I mean, they're owned by the same company now.
That's true. That's kind of weird. That's really strange. Yeah, they're owned by the mouse. But to finish the Star Wars trailer breakdown, so yeah, I want to know who's in the TIE silencer because if it was Kylo, I believe they would have just shown him in it.
No.
I think so.
I think it's a red herring. They want you to think about it.
I don't.
And the gloves were Kylo's.
But
He has very distinct
but if
gloves.
Palpatine's coming back, is it Palpatine in the silencer?
No.
It could be,
No. Why would he be flying the ship?
or somebody else. That Darth Vader also wore black gloves.
Why would it be Vader in a silencer? Vader's dead.
But if it's a simulation or an apparition,
That's true.
it could be Vader in there.
I think they want us.
There's going to be a lot of spiritual crap. Like Luke's going to be a ghost. Palpatine's going to come back somehow, whether he's possessing another person or he's a ghost or he's actually back somehow. And then we're going to get a Snoke explanation because if we don't, I'm going to.
Wasn't it also confirmed that Anakin is going to be in some way involved?
And Hayden Christensen is rumored to come back in some way in Episode 9. So they're going to have. That
Yeah.
might be Hayden Christensen in the TIE silencer.
He's coming back as a Force ghost because remember, Anakin's Force ghost came back as a young one, which
Well, yeah, they
in
actually
the retcon.
they retconned that really hard.
I disagree with. I liked the old one better.
Yeah, because Ben Kenobi and Yoda are old as Force ghosts. Why does Anakin get to be young?
And he redeemed himself.
Because he's the chosen one.
It's because nobody. It's because all the new fans wouldn't have gotten it.
Redeemed himself.
He did.
He killed so many. Like if you look in like the
Oh, do you know how big of a Vader fan I am?
Vader did a
know.
lot of messed up stuff.
But it's the trope of like the one heroic act of self-sacrifice to
Yeah.
redeem all you've done. It's like, okay, whatever.
But yeah, they're rumoring Hayden Christensen to appear in Episode 9.
Speaking of Hayden Christensen, do you know what I'm glad about?
What?
That in Star Wars Battlefront 2, when they added in Anakin, that they used Matt Lautner instead of Hayden.
Yeah, the Clone Wars voice actor.
He's so much better.
And they added Anakin in there for Clone Wars, so it makes sense to use the Clone Wars voice actor.
Well, it's the
And Hayden
Clone Wars.
Christensen would've cost too much money.
It's the Clone Wars Obi-Wan too.
Which Obi-Wan,
Amazing. Where's his solo film?
there's only 2 Obi-Wans. Sir Alec Guinness and Ewan McGregor. Only 2. If you don't know this about me, whoever's listening, I don't like the Clone Wars animated series. It's all,
I do.
Brett does, and a lot of people do, but I was never a fan of it.
You should give it a second chance.
I've given it like 5 chances.
Especially with the final season coming out. Like that wraps
That's
everything.
another season? I thought they ended that show.
No, they brought it back because the show is supposed to end at the very big. Like the Clone Wars is supposed to end at the very beginning of Episode 3, and that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're gonna finally get us there to like the last episode is Grievous kidnapping Palpatine, and then it cuts to the space battle and it just ends because then you watch the movies.
Yeah.
That's how the old like 2001 series ended.
And now they got Rebels now.
Rebels is also good.
Rebels is also canon.
It's hard to start. Like the beginning is really
It's
rough.
all about, Ben Kenobi and Darth Maul
Oh my gosh.
fight. And that's like really like, I feel like that's really overlooked. A lot of people don't know that Darth Maul survived after Episode 1.
Yeah, okay. So Star Wars The Clone Wars season 5 or 6, I think. Surprise, Darth Maul is still alive. Rebels season
No legs.
2 or 3? 2. Maul is still around with legs.
Hold on. Actually,
Solo, a Star Wars
yeah, I was about to
story.
say, a lot of people
Hello?
probably know. Yeah.
Darth Maul.
Now everybody knows because of that movie,
Well,
I think.
I feel like they did that not because he's going to be important to future films, just so they could be like, "Hey, everyone, no, this is canon. He's still around."
Yeah, but they cast an actor for him.
No, they didn't. They used his body actor from The Phantom Menace and his voice actor from The Clone Wars.
They combined the two?
Yep.
I didn't know
Because
that.
his body actor never really spoke.
No, his body actor never spoke.
No, he has like 2 lines in the original cut of the film.
In The Phantom Menace,
Yeah, he has like
where he's like
when he's walking.
hologram conferring with Palpatine.
Yeah, he has like two or three lines, and his body actor did okay.
Mhm.
But they brought in his new voice actor because his new voice actor is the same voice actor for his model in the game in Battlefront.
And Rebels.
Yep. And
So.
and that voice actor is like, oh, I forget his name. Hold on, who?
But yeah, for Phantom Menace, for Darth Maul's character, they literally just hired a combat, acrobat specialist, and they were like, "Hey, you're gonna fight these two guys. You don't have like any lines though. You're fine. You just wear this makeup, and you're gonna twirl around a bunch."
So Sam Witwer voices Darth Maul, but he's played Ray Park was his body actor.
But he looks old in Solo.
No, he is.
Like he looks real stupid old.
He is. He's been through a lot too.
Yeah, because this is like he got his legs cut off when Obi-Wan was a kid.
Well, he's as old as Obi-Wan would be.
Yeah.
They were roughly the same. No.
But he'd be old as Qui-Gon would be.
No.
You think he was younger?
Maul was between Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon. If Obi-Wan was like 18 in the Phantom Menace, or
yeah, he was a Padawan.
18, 20, however old, then Maul would have.
He was a teenager.
Okay, well, if Obi-Wan was 18, then Maul was like 25.
Yeah. But either way, yeah, he was in there. And Solo just, I feel like it kind of, for how not a success it was, I feel like it kind of confused a lot of fans.
I think Solo would have done better if it premiered at a different time, because it came out alongside like Infinity War and no, it didn't.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
It was before Infinity War came out.
No, it was
like a month before or something like that.
And then it was after Solo was Infinity War, and right before Solo was.
It got sandwiched, is what we're trying to say.
Yeah, it was real bad. They should have just
of like viewership, but it's not even like a box office thing. I'm talking like in just story content.
I mean,
I'm gonna give it to you guys. A Ben Obi-Wan Solo movie, an anthology film for Obi-Wan, is the movie that you need to make. If you're gonna go back to original trilogy or prequel trilogy stuff, or like in between and fill in some gaps, you're gonna get Ewan McGregor on a set and do an Obi-Wan movie. I don't care what you think. But everyone wanted the Han Solo movie because Han Solo died. So they're like, we want to know how we. Oh, Ben Kenobi died too, in a much more glorious fashion than Han did. Just saying, but
no, it's a cash cow. They're just not tapping into.
They need to make that film.
I agree.
We already know they're planning on making sagas after Episode 9. Like they're planning on making trilogies afterwards with all the new characters and
Wait, they're doing another like.
They already have 2 more trilogies planned after this.
Okay, I know that, and I thought one of the trilogies was gonna be like Rey, Finn, and Poe, but I thought another one was gonna go like be a prequel again.
No, I don't think so. They're planning on doing all new material. I think what Lucasfilm is trying to get at is that they've been milking, like, for video games, books, comics, movies, TV shows, all the stuff. They've been rehashing the same content over and over. You know what I mean? Like the same cast of characters, the same timelines, and they're tired of working with old material. They want to make new Star Wars stuff. They want like for the newer generations, because everybody's like all the stuff. Hold on. All the Star Wars stuff that's coming out now, like younger kids are watching, like that were born in the 2000s. You know what I mean?
Yikes, we're old.
Like, yeah. So they don't want to make content that a bunch of 15 and 16-year-olds got to go back and watch 10 hours worth of Star Wars stuff to like understand the new stuff. They want to make new content that's accessible for the newer generation of Star Wars viewers.
But Revan.
It's Old Republic is never getting a movie series. I know it's not. They may do. The only thing that I could ever see them doing with the Old Republic now
is new games.
Is a TV show, maybe.
Oh please! I just want something. I'll take a new game. I'll take KOTOR 3.
Because Old Republic is just a mangled mess, and they would have to. And like I said, accessible for new viewers. It would make it infinitely more confusing for new and old viewers alike to introduce all the Old Republic stuff now. Like, it wouldn't make any sense. just be like, oh yeah, this guy, there's like 7,000 different Sith Lords, and they all do this one thing, and they all this lightsaber, and they all did this, and they were Jedis once, and then these people came back from the dead in this way, and these people did it. This guy possessed a helmet. This guy's a ghost. This guy's possessing bodies. They'd be like, what? This doesn't make any sense.
But
and then they would like, why didn't any of this crap happen in the movies? And they're like, well, because we're lazy. And that's going to look bad on them, so they're not going to do that.
okay, my dreams have been thoroughly crushed.
And I want a Revan movie. Not as much as you, but I would like to see some Old Republic stuff.
You have no idea how bad I want it.
You're like I feel like the bread and butter for your Star Wars game is Old Republic. Your favorite partition of Star Wars content ever.
Oh, yeah.
Across all platforms is Old Republic. I
Yep.
know that's for you.
Yep.
Like Star Wars Old Republic is your sauce. But me,
Love it.
It's the Orig Tridge. The Orig Tridge
I mean, don't get me wrong. The Orig Tridge is a very close second.
is what I call 4, 5, and 6 is the Orig Tridge.
The original trilogy is a very, 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 very close second. Don't
It's-
get me wrong.
For like it's just does so many things for its
Arguably,
time.
like, interchangeable, but
And it's like there's not nearly as much lore. There's not nearly as much because it was
False.
new.
there is now.
But whenever it was created in the 70s,
But there was so much
and
potential.
Star Wars didn't exist before then. Like A New Hope came out, and this was a whole like sci-fi revolution.
What is this?
Yeah, but for what it was, it's
But
like,
there was so much potential for lore, and I think that's why George Lucas is such a like science-fi saint, is because science-fi.
science fi. What?
I don't know.
Grandma, is that you?
Science fiction saint is because he created this world that had arguably, maybe literally, infinite storytelling possibility.
And they did it so well.
He told. So the technique in storytelling that this is called is zooming in and zooming out. And what George did is he zoomed in and kept you on Luke and the gang the whole time. But you're also itching every second in the back of your mind going, no, zoom out. There's a whole galaxy here. And so, like, as you zoom out, you realize, oh, there's the rebels and the Empire. As you zoom further out, like, oh, there's whole, like, planetary systems.
Yeah, whenever.
Oh, wait, there's a history behind the Empire. Oh, wait, the Jedi? Oh, they have their own history. Who did they fight? The Sith? There's a whole other history.
And then
And then they start interconnecting.
yeah, it was crazy. The original
But
trilogy.
George didn't know that. He was just like, no, farm kid, put him in a fancy-looking
Desert.
X spaceship thing.
But
Pew, pew, bang, bang,
when
baby.
Leia, when Darth Vader blew up Alderaan,
Ugh.
like we didn't know the scope of like the galaxies and what that meant at the time.
Alderaan was one of the big Democratic seats in the Imperial like Senate.
Yeah,
It was the like okay, so the equivalent would be like today, like in the European Union, Alderaan would have had as much weight and sway as like France.
it was like the United Nations of Star Wars,
No, because it was one planet.
but it had all the representatives like in a parliament style, didn't it?
Alderaan didn't, and there was no parliament. It was during the age of the Empire,
Oh yeah, that's
and there was an Imperial Senate, but it was
that's
it's a
bullcrap.
front.
Yeah.
Alderaan was like one nation.
Oh, that was the Clone Wars I'm thinking of. I don't know
Yes.
what I'm. Ignore me on that part.
Yeah. No, it'd be like if we just nuked France, and they weren't there anymore.
Yeah, let's just nuke France, ladies and gentlemen. Just
No more baguettes.
just to find
No
out.
more Eiffel Tower.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
The French would see it coming, and they would take a drag on their cigarette and go,
I don't know
Ugh.
about cigarettes. I think it'd be wine.
or both. They do both a lot.
Cigarettes and wine. Okay.
You know what?
We are.
At least we won't have to look at the Americans anymore.
I think you're doing Italian, but
Only bring me the nice Chardonnay. I want to die with a good one in my hand. And that's what they would say.
Yep.
Or they'd run away.
I think it might be that. Okay.
Hey, you know why a French tank has a rearview mirror, Tyler?
Why?
So it can see the battlefield.
That is so mean. Oh, that's so mean. We just got real political. Okay. Anyway, but yeah, the original trilogy, they laid all the groundwork, but because now Like for all especially like leading up to episode 9, like right now to finish out the Skywalker saga like for good, which is, by the way, that's the purpose of this movie, and that's why Skywalker is in the title, because they're trying to like finish out like the whole Anakin Luke Skywalker story arc. But there's so much pressure on the new stuff to not only stay true to to stay true to the old stuff and do that justice, but to also create something new and accessible for fans. And that's why I think The Last Jedi was such a polarizing thing, because there was expectations with that one. It was the middle film. Empire Strikes Back, was the direct comparison everybody was making. And it didn't get the open arms welcome like Force Awakens did, because Force Awakens, everybody didn't care critically. Everyone's like, Star Wars is back. That's all they cared about. But after that, and then they were making a sequel to that, everyone was like, okay, Star Wars is back, but what are they going to do now?
My only sole critique, because I've seen the Last Jedi like 5 times. I've rewatched it for this purpose.
It's great.
My sole critique is that Rian Johnson was so just insensitive to these plot lines that JJ constructed.
I think he followed one really well. You got to give him at least one.
Which one?
The Kylo and Rey connection was really well established, I think.
I would argue that he overdid it, and he made it too complicated, because now we don't know if they're brother and sister or in love or a bunch of...
They're not brother and sister.
Crap.
They're not.
But, again, I said it earlier, like, Snoke, Luke...
Yeah, Snoke is the one everyone was upset about.
It was stupid. I don't know why he did that. And wasting Luke like that, I mean, I get it, he's old and everything.
I think that was a great, send-off for Luke.
I don't think it should have been that soon. I think
they're setting up the 9th movie.
I know, but I think it should have happened in the 9th movie.
I don't know.
And what was the other one I brought
Because
up?
it's like, I mean... I think it was good that they did, because it was instead of doing it at the start of the 9th movie, I think it was a good finale to the 8th movie.
Yeah, okay.
Because I feel like that was a better finisher moment for Luke to fade into, the Force, rather than to just start the 9th movie. It's like, okay, Luke's gone now, what do we do? I feel like people would have been more upset if it was done that way, because there's so much more story to be told, and I feel like in episode 9, they didn't want to waste, time. And I feel like the whole Last Jedi thing, I feel like to live up to that title, they had to get rid of Luke, because Rey is who they're marketing as the Last Jedi, not Luke. Once you start the Last Jedi, Luke's like, "Oh, this lightsaber, don't need it," and they're like, "Okay, so he's not," and then you find out he's not. He shut himself off from the Force, and he's a hermit, and he doesn't do anything. So it's like he's not the Last Jedi, not anymore.
Yeah,
but then and I think that's why and it actually, the Luke passing on to the Force and like reconnecting to the Force one final time was the way to set up Palpatine coming back, because the reason why Luke shut himself off from the Force was so that Darkseid users couldn't find him. That was why. And also because he was ashamed of,
his big oops.
Yeah, he was also guilty. He also felt really guilty, but a big strategic reason is so that Snoke and whoever, whatever other Darkseid user would, emerge from the void,
Ooga-boogaboo.
couldn't find him because he wasn't connected to the Force. It's like putting your phone on airplane mode. You know what I mean? Nobody could find you. So it's like, well, just a modern metaphor for you. But yeah. And then Luke reconnected himself, and he only reconnected himself because he knew he was going to be a Force ghost. So he wouldn't have to worry about anyone pursuing him anymore, because there'd be no one to pursue. So he was just like, all right, and he even put on the Jedi robes too. He even dug them out of his closet, like, all right, here we go. We're going to sit on this rock and
think real hard.
And no one's going to see me ever again.
Jesus.
Not old, because Mark Hamill, the apparition Mark Hamill, looked young and, younger and more robust than the actual Mark Hamill, the actual Luke Skywalker.
Do you read Mark Hamill's Twitter or Instagram?
Yes.
Oh my gosh,
He's amazing.
so good.
He's an amazing man. He got the star. He got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame,
It's about time.
and Harrison Ford was there begrudgingly. All the pictures with him in it, he's like, "Yeah, go Mark."
How does Harrison not have one?
He does.
Oh,
He was just like, "Yeah, you finally caught up to me, kid." I can imagine him saying that.
that's two you owe me, Junior.
But
Great kid, don't get cocky.
and he actually Luke Skywalker and Mark Hamill. I gotta stop mixing those names up.
Same person.
It's the same person, but the real person, Mark Hamill, in a bunch of interviews was talking about how like a dynamic, that he was talking about Mark Hamill in an interview when he was young was talking about on some Tonight Show about how they first screened the Empire Strikes Back, like for the cast, like the cast screening, because they left like important plot points off of people's script, to get genuine reactions from them while they were acting. And apparently Mark told the story of like whenever it was the whole "I am your father," thing.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford leaned into him and was like, You didn't tell me that was going to happen." He used a swear word that I won't use, but "You didn't tell me that one was coming, kid," or something like that.
I do remember that interview.
I thought that was so funny.
That's hysterical.
But that was young Mark Hamill and Harrison Ford. But the new movie,
Oops.
whoa, just creating some tones over there.
I forget I'm wearing headphones sometimes. New movie.
But also Ray, we glazed over something in the trailer.
Yeah.
This actually makes a good argument for you think it's an apparition or a
Oh, her lightsaber?
the lightsaber is back,
No, it's not.
but it has a middle part.
It's not. That's not the same saber.
It is the same saber.
The bottom half is completely different. So
That's because he put it back together.
no, I think she kept.
The top half that she got, because it's split in half.
Did she get the top half when it split?
Well, we could go back in The Last Jedi and find a clip and watch them splitting it in half. I'm thinking she got the top half, and then she put her own lightsaber crystal in it, or she found the one that broke.
Let me look.
And then put her own bottom half on it and called it her lightsaber, because that's crucial.
Everybody thought she was going to get a saber staff. I mean, I guess it makes sense.
Because she used a staff
Mm-hmm.
before she had a lightsaber.
And I think it would have been cool.
That would have been kind of cool, but I felt like it wouldn't have been, what everybody wants. Everybody wants the traditional lightsaber, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like for a main character, it's like, hey, let's use this wonky saber that we've never used in the movies. Probably not. For the sole reason that it's never been in a movie. It's been in the Rebels show where the Jedi Sentinels in the Jedi Temple are carrying the yellow-colored lightsaber staffs, but other than Darth Maul's double-headed lightsaber, double-bladed, that's the only, outlandish-looking lightsaber. Well, actually, Kylo Ren's lightsaber, but that's just because he's crappy at making them.
Goodness.
Because he used an outdated design on that lightsaber, which is why it needs the bands.
Rey got the bottom half of the saber.
Then wouldn't... Well, she reconstructed it somehow. Because Kylo didn't take it, because in the trailer, he's still using his lightsaber.
Yeah.
So he didn't take it. Which he had to make a new one after The Force Awakens, but it's the same design. But it just looks newer.
Did he have to make a new one?
Yeah. In The Force Awakens, he lost his lightsaber in the fight with Rey, and he had to create a new crossguard lightsaber. Which is why the old one in The Force Awakens looks really dusty. But if you remember, in the scene in Last Jedi when he's kneeling and Rey's in front of him in the Snoke room, whatever, in the throne room, it's really sleek, black, and shiny new. It's because it's a new lightsaber. It's not the same one. He had to make another one.
And how does he still have the cracked crystal?
Because I think he found it. But yeah, it's two different lightsabers.
When he was first building his saber, the reason it's a crossguard and so crappy is because he cracked
The crystal.
trying to bleed it.
Trying to bleed it.
And
and became super unstable. But it's the coolest lightsaber, in my opinion, in the movies is Kylo Ren's lightsaber. Like how unstable and the sound design with it. It just like in Force Awakens, like when he goes the map, and he points it at Rey, and it's right next to her head. Where is it? And it's like that sound that it's like it's right on her ear. And it's like it's just the best sound ever, in my opinion, for a lightsaber.
No, it's the same saber in crystal. I think you might have just rebuilt the hilt.
Something like that. But I knew it was different between Force Awakens and Last Jedi. Where he redid it because something happened. No, wait. It's because when Rey like slashed over his eye, I think it hit the lightsaber as well because it went off. His Kylo, like it shut off.
It might have that, or he just.
Then he fell on the ground.
That, or he turned it off because he was like, my face.
But either way, it's different for whatever reason. But the Rise of Skywalker. What else? I feel like I'm missing something. Luke Skywalker's voice is doing it. Palpatine's laugh. Anakin's lightsaber somehow comes back. Who's in the TIE silencer? Could be anybody at this point with gloves.
Oh, the wreck of the Death Star?
Wreck of the Death Star, yep, mentioned that. They're going back there to probably to find out how Palpatine came back, because they're like, the most obvious place to go when somebody comes back to life is the place they first died, which was the Death Star.
So did Luke send them to the Death Star?
Probably. Force Ghost probably was like, hey, you should probably go there.
Check that out.
Or Rey like sensed a dark side presence on that planet.
There's a scene where Kylo's rebuilding his mask.
Yeah, they rebuilt it.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. Probably because he's like...
I think it's more significant than him just wanting to be edgy.
It is way more significant, because the reason why he broke his helmet in the first place in The Last Jedi...
Wait. You were talking earlier about... I don't think this was on the podcast. We were talking on the way over about how Vader went and found Darth Maul's helmet.
Yeah.
And was trying to figure out how he possessed that helmet to live on.
Probably.
So...
Think that's a vessel for Palpatine?
I think the rebuilding of Kylo's helmet
might be
more significant than we think it is.
But he kept Darth Vader's helmet. I feel like if Palpatine was to possess one of the helmets, it would be Vader's.
No, Vader's dark side spirit would possess Vader's helmet, not Palpatine.
Yeah, because didn't he split or something?
We don't. Oh, that's a rumor. But Palpatine wouldn't possess Vader's helmet.
That's true.
Vader.
I think it might be that, but I think also that. That's a canon thing, by the way, what we just talking about, the helmet thing. That it's in the Darth Vader comics that just released, like a new Darth Vader series of comics. And in the series of comics, he finds an old Sith Lord.
Instead of giving him a movie.
Yeah. And he finds an old Sith Lord that the way he lived on after death is his spirit possessed a helmet. And whoever wears the helmet, like he possesses their body. And like that's his way of living on after death. And the cover is him like holding the helmet. And the helmet's like glowing red.
So, speaking of living on after death, in the old, now what's called Legends timeline, Palpatine had clone bodies stashed away that he could possess, and that were made on Kamino, but they weren't, cranked out, like clone trooper bodies. They were...
organically grown.
Crafted to be, vessels for him. So, it's not out of the question that... And they've brought stuff from Legends into the new canon timeline already. Like Ilum and things. So it's not out of the question that Snoke was some kind of
Palpatine clone.
Body possession.
One of the clones that Palpatine raised.
Palpatine was trying to was manipulating Snoke the whole time.
Because we don't know who he really was. There was actually a big rumor that Snoke was actually Mace Windu.
That is so dumb.
Which is it's really dumb. But there was also, and if you're seeing bringing in stuff from Legends continuity, Palpatine did possess people after death to live on, and if they're bringing Palpatine back, which they are, then they might bring that in as his way of coming back.
Do you think Snoke was actually just a nobody?
Maybe
that Palpatine was using.
What if Snoke was Palpatine the whole time? And then when Snoke died, Palpatine possessed a different body. That's good theory. I think that stands up.
That would explain why.
Because I think that would establish
so
exactly. That would explain why Snoke is so strong, and that would also give a proper reason why Palpatine's back, because he was already back, and it establishes Palpatine as the Skywalker villain. Absolutely. Across prequel, original, and sequel trilogies.
Well, it's because
he's the big honcho.
No, it's because he made Anakin.
Exactly. He made...
Not with his ding-a-ling.
No, but...
With the Force.
With the Force. He made...
Wasn't that in the Vader comics?
Yeah, he made him the chosen one, basically. But that's like a whole different conversation.
It's in the Vader comics, though, isn't it?
I don't know if that's canon or not.
I'm pretty sure it is at this point, that Palpatine picked Shmi for some reason.
Shmi.
And just made a Force baby. And that's why Anakin is so, like, midichlorian overdosed, is because that's all he is.
And there's also a big theory that the reason why Anakin's father's not in the picture...
Because there never was.
Didn't
Shmi said that there was no father?
Yeah, is because Palpatine, just like Virgin, married her with the Force.
Well, there's a lot of biblical like overtones in Star Wars anyway.
Yeah, and I feel like Palpatine basically created Anakin to be what he was, and he knew he was going to turn into Darth Vader one day.
That was the whole plan.
So I think Palpatine coming back, I feel like it blindsides a lot of casual fans. It's like, why are you bringing him back? He died. He is the Star Wars villain from prequel to now. Like, throughout this entire timeline, he has plagued, like, he has been the villain. And I feel like the theory that Palpatine was Snoke the whole daggum time.
Or no, Snoke was Palpatine.
Yeah, Palpatine was possessing Snoke.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and he was being him the whole time, and he was trying to restart the Sith by fostering Anakin's nephew, Ben Solo, aka Kylo Ren. And I think that's the whole frickin' story. And that's why Snoke knows so much about everything, because he's actually Palpatine. And that's why they just killed him, because he can just possess a different body. And who knows who he's going to be next. But yeah, I feel like that's a good theory. That's like top 3, top 2.
But at the end of the day,
we don't know.
Gotta wait for December.
Yeah, we don't know. Gotta wait till Christmas time.
But we're gonna get something else before that to hold us over.
Well,
Endgame.
We're doing Marvel now. We're doing the Marvels. Endgame. I already have my tickets.
I don't yet. I'm gonna give it a couple days before I go see it, because it comes out the 26th, right?
And you saw Captain Marvel, right?
Not yet.
You've gotta.
I know.
It doesn't. It's not like. I won't say it's crucial to Endgame.
It's important.
But it's real important.
I am probably gonna. So next weekend, I'm probably gonna go see Captain Marvel.
Yep.
Because that next week Endgame comes out, and that way it'll be
back to back for you.
Fresh.
It'll be fresh on you.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel. Brie Larson. Don't like her very much, but
Nope.
Captain Marvel was a good movie. It's not up there with like Black Panther or Thor Ragnarok or Winter Soldier.
Personally, I think Black Panther is a little overblown. Not overrated. No, hear me out. Not overrated. It is a good MCU film.
Oh, it's freaking great.
But because I'm like a media theory major, I can't help but see this. The part of its success and the only reason it won an Oscar as a superhero movie was because it was the first predominantly black superhero movie. I'm not saying that's bad. I'm saying that there's a bias in presenting the movie that way, because it's no secret that the whole time it's a celebration of African culture.
We're 2 white guys, just to clarify.
Yeah.
So, don't take anything we say about that too seriously. But I understand what you're saying in that, like...
I'm not critiquing it because it's a black film. I'm not saying it's bad, it's a black film. I'm saying...
It's the reason why Obama got elected. Not the reason, but it's a big contributing factor.
Well, Epic Rap Battles of History said it best. Epic Lloyd, playing Mitt Romney, said, "You're a decent politician with a winning complexion." Yeah.
That was a bad example.
But
But no, it's like there's a specific group that's associated with that, so it's like they're gonna get
The whole plan
that
was
support.
we can target this huge, underused audience. And it worked.
But it's also a freaking fantastic movie.
Again, I didn't say it was overrated. I said it was overblown. It's not overrated because it is a solid MCU movie.
Oh, it's up there with like top 3 best Marvel solo films.
But it got overblown. Because everyone said,
Look,
look,
it didn't get overblown, it got overplayed.
maybe that's a better word. But the problem is, even the people it was intended for said, look, finally a good black movie. And we were like, wait a minute. That's problematic if you're going to say it that way. And then it won an Oscar for being a good black movie. And I think that not only, what I'm saying is, it being so celebrated for being a black movie is the problem.
Do you think, here's a good question.
Because then now we're saying, there has to be like this black film industry, which then continues the whole divide of saying, no, everyone can't be part of the cinema. There has to be movies that appeal. Oh, like Crazy Rich Asians did the same thing. Oh, finally, a good Asian movie, even though it was a terrible rom-com.
Wonder Woman. Female-led superhero solo movie.
Finally, a powerful, like, women's movie. It's like, can we stop marketing movies that way and just, like, go back?
It's hard not to when 75% of the movies of that genre are led by white males.
No, I'm not saying like I get that.
Captain America, Thor, Hulk, Iron Man.
Okay, Hulk is green.
Well, got me.
No,
all like whenever the majority is that way, you can't criticize people being like, okay, some variety. You know what I mean?
No, I'm not saying,
regardless of whatever.
I'm not saying variety is bad. I'm saying
partisan.
harping so hard on the fact that, an African character, a woman character, whatever, like
Jewish character.
Yeah.
God bless him.
Jesus Christ Superstar. No, I'm saying that the problem with that then comes that the whole point of the movie is not the character or the story that it tells. Like Wonder Woman, at some point in its post-release hype, got reduced to a movie about a cool woman, which, okay, yes,
just cheap.
It cheaps out the movie, it cheaps out the fan base, it cheaps out the comics,
and it starts unnecessary controversy. Just it's a great movie. It doesn't need to It doesn't need to be a great blank movie. It can just be a great movie.
Like all the additional subtext is what I don't like about Black Panther.
All the other conversation
and Wonder Woman.
But Black Panther, if we can get like on the pure
like film,
like comparing it to the other MCUs as just another MCU movie, like the setting, the acting.
Oh no, Wakanda is amazing.
The villain, Michael B. Jordan.
Killmonger's great.
Killmonger's a great villain. Soundtrack, the freaking soundtrack was at the Grammys. The soundtrack to that movie.
It was good.
It had so many things going for it. Without
is it a hot take if I think in a movie with 10 out of 10 acting that Chadwick Boseman was the weakest actor?
That is perfectly reasonable to think the lead actor is the most boring.
No, Chadwick
but
T'Challa was the weakest character in that film in terms of
really?
No, in terms of
acting.
Yeah.
Acting delivered.
Because
Michael B. Jordan stole the show.
There was so many better done characters that Boseman and T'Challa just kind of fall flat. Because he looks so much better in Civil War.
Well, because he was mysterious.
And Infinity War. No, even Infinity War, he's very strong. But in Black Panther, he's kind of flat. And it's weird. But I think it's because he's just so overshadowed by Shuri and Killmonger.
There's just a great host of characters in that.
What's his name?
The staff guy.
Yeah.
I don't remember his name.
M'Baku.
Oh no, I'm talking about the old man that Killmonger kills.
Well, I mean, yeah, him too, but M'Baku.
Yeah, M'Baku.
He was amazing.
He's also going to be in some more MCU stuff, but Captain Marvel, you got to watch that.
I know.
You watch Endgame.
I know.
Just, you're a completionist. You should understand.
I haven't seen Dark World, Winter Soldier.
You gotta watch Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier is, in my
I
opinion,
haven't seen the original Thor.
We don't screw Thor for a moment. Okay, Thor's my favorite Marvel superhero, but screw him for a second.
Oh, you'd
Captain,
like to screw him, wouldn't you?
Captain America: Winter Soldier is critically, acting, story-wise, the whole exposure, the best MCU solo movie, the best one out of all of the solo films. Not Civil War. I don't count Civil War as a solo film. Guardians of the Galaxy isn't really a solo film.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
Because it's just the Guardians.
Well, Guardians of the Galaxy.
They're a unit.
That's a unit, but
They're a unit.
I'm talking
it's a
about
solo film.
I'm talking about
Guardians of the Galaxy.
solo films where
Guardians
it's
of the
about
Galaxy is the best one.
one hero.
They're one hero.
I consider group movies whenever they're
Not a group.
whenever there's a group.
They're a unit.
Brett,
They're a unit.
shut up for a second.
It's my show.
If there is multiple people, okay.
Tell
if
me.
there are
shut up.
if there are multiple people sharing the spotlight, it's a group film. But
I would
I
argue
get, I
that
get
the
it. They're one entity.
complete each other.
They do. It wouldn't be Guardians without any of them, which is why it's like it is the funniest. It is like the most it's the most rewatchable, I think. Guardians of the Galaxy is the most rewatchable MCU movies, both of them. Because they're just so funny every time I watch. I mean, Mary Poppins, y'all. I mean, seriously.
Was he cool?
Yondu?
The coolest. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
Yondu.
So good.
So funny.
It's like Larry the Cable Guy if he was a superhero.
And blue.
Eh. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Yondu's been multiple colors. It's fine.
Let me think. But yeah, Captain America: Winter Soldier, the best one.
That's what I keep hearing.
It's the best solo movie. I mean, my top 3 Marvel solo movies are, number 3, Black Panther, number 2, Thor Ragnarok, and number 1, Captain America: Winter Soldier. And Spider-Man: Homecoming isn't far behind those 3.
I was gonna say Spider-Man: Homecoming was really good.
Spider-Man: Homecoming is not far behind. I feel like I also watched Into the Spider-Verse, and that was amazing.
Also, can we talk about how big of an oopsie releasing the trailer for Far From Home was?
I think that was a pretty big oopsie.
On a big yikes to a oh no, where would you put that oopsie?
Uh-oh. This might be really bad.
Jim.
Not the movie.
Jim.
Yeah.
We're getting a live feed from Jim and Jim News. We're officially at an apricot and a half.
What does that mean?
We're at an hour and 4.
An hour and 4 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. But what am I going to say? It was a really big mistake them releasing that trailer before Endgame, because that takes place after Endgame. So everyone's going to be
everybody's like, "Oh, Spider-Man's fine."
That's going to be a huge. Well, we knew Spider-Man was going to be fine. He just got introduced to the MCU. He just signed a contract, so he's like on for like 3 more films. But anyway, everyone's going to be that trailer is going to be under a microscope, because everyone's going to be like, "What? Where can we tell what happened after Endgame from anything we've seen in this trailer? Wow, how did everybody come back from turning to dust?" Blah, blah.
I mean, they didn't give away too much.
No.
It was very self-contained, which was good.
And it was all about frickin' the
Mysterio.
red and black suit and Mysterio. Jake Gyllenhaal.
They're making some good villain choices with these Spider-Man films.
I have a theory.
First of all, Vulture, great choice. Mysterio, strong choice. So in the next Spider-Man film, we're going to go ahead and do some predictions. I think it's either going to be they are either going to finally do the black suit and Venom justice.
Oh God.
Because Venom has gotten 2 crappy iterations. And Marvel just bought Sony.
Oh man. Because the Venom solo movie was so bad.
Which means the X-Men are going to get booted into the MCU eventually.
And Spider-Man 3, like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 3 is
so
just
bad. So Venom is either going to get justice done, because everybody loves Venom.
It's about time, because
everyone loves Venom.
Venom's the best Spider-Man Venom.
What?
Venom is the best Spider-Man villain.
No.
He is.
Green Goblin.
Uh-uh.
Yep.
Nope.
Yep.
From the movies, yes. From the movies,
No.
yes.
No.
But from the comic books, Venom.
Green Goblin.
Nuh-uh.
He's the original.
But he's the original, but he's not the best.
And we haven't had a good Green Goblin.
Yeah, so we haven't had a good Venom either. He's still the
A
Venom.
good Green Goblin
Venom
is easier
has
to do.
the most motivation to hate Peter Parker and Spider-Man.
Why? Because Peter broke up with the symbiote?
No.
He
Well,
wouldn't let the alien, like,
no,
give
not
him
the symbiote, but
give him
Brock.
the nutritionist sucky.
But Brock.
No,
Green Goblin is just some old man.
on drugs.
Green Goblin is just Peter Parker's best friend's dad.
On drugs.
Creepy dad.
On drugs.
A lot of drugs.
All the drugs.
All the green drugs.
More drugs than Robin Williams.
Including broccoli. He's just Osborn is just he's just not the greatest villain to me. He's just mad for no reason. All I see is Green Goblin is. I mean, Venom.
That's why I like him.
You could make an argument that Venom's also mad for no reason, but it's because
Venom is breakup mad.
It's because of the symbiote.
Venom's mad because the symbiote got dumped.
And in the Venom solo movie, they made it way too funny.
Yeah.
Venom, they try to make it.
No,
funny.
because like the reason I say that is because Venom, like the symbiote, it's been explored in the comics that the symbiote fell in love with Peter.
And it was like mosquito like leeching off of him.
It was like it was like a parasite, but it also loved him, and then and then Peter rejected it.
Yeah, and then he
So
was
it's just a big angry girlfriend.
yeah, and I think that
Also, is it weird that I was like uncomfortably attracted to She-Venom?
a little bit.
Okay, good. I wanted
Venom
I thought
is
it was
the
also
best
weird.
Spider-Man
I'm gonna get
villain.
counseling about that now.
Look, there are a lot of Spider-Man villains. There are a lot of bad ones. Like Craven.
Craven's bad.
Craven's really bad,
There was only one good iteration of Craven I ever saw,
and that was never.
and it was in the video games.
He's the.
And he had he had the powers of the animals he would kill, and I was like, okay, that's better.
So many of the Spider-Man villains are done way better in the games than they will ever be in the movie.
Oh, Venom in the games is always great.
Venom in the games is great. Carnage in the game was great.
Oh, can we just skip Venom and do Carnage?
Carnage just doesn't have enough backstory to him. He's just kind of just like
There's no he's Venom's child and is stronger.
He's just angry. It's the same with Green Goblin. He's just angry for no reason.
Ugh.
But Venom actually has like has a dual motivation with the symbiote Brock thing going on.
Shocker was in Spider-Man: Homecoming, very subtly, but he was
after
he got obliterated.
And also Prowler was in there.
That's true.
Donald Glover playing Prowler, but he wasn't Prowler.
But he was
Miles' uncle, which in Spider-Verse you see, if you've seen Spider-Verse, it's all about. He was actually.
He was, but he wasn't.
But yeah, Donald Glover was like setting up the part of Prowler and Miles into the live action.
Are we gonna get Are we gonna get a Miles Morales Spider-Man?
Not anytime soon in the live action, because they just did Spider-Verse. I feel like that'll do people over for a few years.
That's why I thought Peter Parker wasn't going to come back after Infinity War, because I thought, we're just going to go straight to Miles, because that's what everybody wants.
There's no way.
I
knew that. I knew it was like, there's no way that they're just going to get rid of Tom Holland, arguably the best live action Spider-Man ever.
No, okay. So here's my hot take.
Sorry, Toby.
Yeah, no. Here's my hot take. Toby was a terrible Spider-Man.
But he was a great Peter Parker.
Andrew, terrible Peter Parker.
What a great Spider-Man.
Tom is not great at either, but really good at both.
I think he's great at both.
He's not great at both.
He's great at both.
Because he's too boyish.
That's what Spider-Man is in the comics.
Peter is a college student in the original comics.
But not for all of the comics. I feel
I understand.
No, he was a high school student.
No, college student.
He was a high school student.
College.
In the Amazing Spider-Man, not the movies, but the comic books.
Yeah, you're right.
The comic books, and I feel like that's why the Amazing Spider-Man failed, is because Andrew Garfield was trying to be a high school character and not a college student.
So the question is, which Spider-Man is it? Is Tom Holland the Spectacular Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man, or is he just Spider-Man?
I think they're trying to make a new one, where he's funny, where he's
he's hilarious.
A handsome teenage man.
He's a snack.
Okay, and Zendaya's totally gonna hit that.
So thick.
But he's actually 22 in real life. He's older than us. But
I'm 22.
Well, He's older than me. He's the same age as you. But I feel like the new Spider-Man, I feel like he's great at being both Peter Parker, because it's like in Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man Homecoming is actually mostly Peter Parker, not Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
It's mostly him like interacting with like
because we've gotten
his debate team
we
and
got
his
Civil
aunt.
War, which was a lot of Spider-Man.
Yeah, Civil War was like the big Spider-Man intro, and then
the whole world lost its mind when that
Yeah.
trailer came out.
Oh.
Tony goes Underoos, and you hear the of the web, and you're like, no. Oh my God. Oh God.
and then he's like, and then his little eye things expand.
Hey, everyone.
He's holding Captain America's shield, and they're like, oh God. And dude, the best Spider-Man moment in Civil War.
You have a metal arm?
That was the best moment.
So good.
Whenever he
'Cause
caught,
he
whenever he
just-
caught Bucky's arm,
Like
and
it was nothing.
he's stronger than Bucky.
And Bucky's like, what the?
Yeah, Bucky's like terrified. He's like, this little kid
Just caught
is stronger than me,
my Captain America
and
beating
he's
stick.
wearing spandex. And like that was
You
the
guys
best
ever see
moment.
that really old movie
He's like, cool, and he's like so casual about it. That's why I think
where
he's
they
a
fought the
great-
walking things
That's
on
why,
the ice planet?
See, that's
Tony, where did you get this kid?
dude. That's why I think he's a great Spider-Man and Peter Parker's, because he's both characters. I feel like at the same time at all times, but he does it so well because he's funny.
Can we talk about Aunt May?
Aunt May.
Aunt Bay.
They casted her so much younger.
Well, so is Peter.
Toby is,
Peter's like a freshman in high school.
yeah, and in the Tobey Maguire series, Toby's like an adult. Like he's like 25.
Aunt Bay.
And Aunt May is
Aunt Bay.
Grandma May.
No.
And then and then in Homecoming, she's real young.
Tony walks in and is like, this is going to go better than I thought it would.
And also happy in Aunt May.
True.
That's going to happen.
Uh.
They alluded to that in Far From Home in the trailer, where they're like having a...
Was the Andrew Garfield Aunt May like middle-aged?
She was the actor Sally something.
Well, like how old
She
was
was
Andrew
middle-aged.
Garfield's
Yeah,
Aunt
she was
May? 'Cause
middle-aged.
Isn't the meme like she's been getting younger?
Yes.
Yeah. that's what I thought.
So it's like it was Grandma May and then middle-aged May, and now it's like
Aunt Bay.
40-year-old Aunt May. Yeah, Aunt Bay. We'll call her Aunt Bay. I thought you were gonna say Ant Man for a second, like really sexually.
Speaking of Ant Man, you know how Ant Man's gonna beat Thanos?
Oh no, we're not doing this meme. We're not promoting this meme. We're not promoting it.
I don't like the meme either of
We're not promoting
I don't like it either of Ant Man being a butt missile.
the Thanos anal. Okay, we're not.
Thanos.
No. That's so terrible. Okay,
But I'm proud of the internet for coming up with that.
Mom, if you're listening
and
to
sticking
this,
to it so like committedly. Like, good job, internet.
I'm sorry, Mom, if you're listening to this.
I'm
Okay.
not. Hi, Tyler's mom.
Okay.
At Pace Baking.
But into the Spider-Verse, I feel like is, oh my gosh, did so much good stuff with Spider-Man, like the animated Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
I feel like that was the great middle ground that we were all looking for. It's because it's like we gotta wait too long, and it's like Far From Home's not gonna come out until after Endgame. So what are we gonna do about Spider-Man? And Tom Holland's gone. We don't know if he's coming back. Here you go. Here's Miles. Here's all the Spider-Man ever.
Here's Tobey Maguire
Here's Gwen. Here's John Mulaney playing a pig. Here's Nicolas Cage playing,
Wait.
black and white.
Nick Cage played
Nicolas
Spider-Noir?
Cage was the voice actor for the...
Spider-Man Noir?
Yep.
Oh, man. Okay, so...
You couldn't tell that?
No, back in...
It was Nick Cage.
So back in the Xbox 360 days, a game came out called Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. And it was a game where you played as basically Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man with the black suit, Spider-Man 2099, which cameoed at the very end and did one of the best movie memes ever. It was Poe Dameron going, wait a minute. You remember that?
Yeah, I do.
So good. And then Spider-Man Noir. And Spider-Man Noir, the concept was so cool because it was just Spider-Man in the 50s.
But they made it so ironic in Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
It was like shooting guns, and he was just being... It's just Nick Cage, too, so Nick Cage is real cheesy.
Yeah. Nick Cage has just accepted that he's a meme at this point, I think.
Hold on, can we just stop the... Can we just stop the podcast for one meme?
All right. Google's strongest thing in the world. Google. Did you mean my feelings for the homies? Oh, my gosh.
Okay. What are we talking about? We haven't even talked about Endgame yet, by the way.
I don't think we should. I think we should wait till afterwards.
Endgame.
No.
We're going to talk about Endgame.
No, we're not.
We're talking about Endgame.
No, we're not. No, we're not. We're not going to talk about Endgame. We're going to wait. That one's muted too, Tyler.
Unmute me.
We're not going to talk about Endgame.
Why?
Because if we wait till after Endgame, it gives us a reason to film again.
Well, can we just do a little first impressions then?
What, of the trailers?
No, not of the trailer. Give me one theory. We'll each say one theory we think about Endgame right now. We'll put our strongest feelings on a theory for the movie. Go.
Cap is going to die. Tony's going to be, like, permanently wounded. Like, Tony's going to be unable to be Iron Man after that film because he's going to sacrifice too much, or he's going to get wounded, or he's just going to hang up the mantle because he can't take it anymore. Like, Tony's not going to die because he's too... No, because Tony needs to, like, pass the mantle of Iron Man. Iron Man is not a mantle that can just be, like, taken up like Captain America. He's going to pass it to someone. And I feel like he's still going to be involved in Spider-Man because we've already gotten, like, Far From Home. So I think he's still going to be around in Peter's life. Like, he's too committed to that kid.
Man got his heart broken when he faded.
Yeah.
Into dust.
Also, where's the Iron Spider suit? Like, what happened with that? Why does he have the stealth suit instead of the Iron Spider suit? The Iron Spider suit is the
Probably
best.
lost on Thanos' home planet.
It's the best suit. But anyway.
There's 3 new suits in to Far From Home.
But no, Tony's not gonna die.
He's not. I know he's not.
Captain America is gonna die.
Captain America.
Steve's gonna die.
He's gonna die.
And Bucky's gonna.
Bucky's gonna
take up the mantle. Or it's either gonna be Bucky or Sam.
They've been setting it up.
I don't.
3 movies now.
I don't care which one of them it is, whether it's Bucky or Sam. I'm fine with either, but I want it personally to be Bucky.
I want it to be Bucky. It's got to be Bucky.
Thor is not gonna die. Thor
can't die. Well, I mean, he can't. But he's immortal. If he'll live forever if no one kills him.
He's not invincible. He's just immortal.
Yep. Because Loki is real dead. Like,
I think
actual dead.
I think that
he got chokied and brokied.
Loki's not dead.
Loki's so dead.
Loki's not dead.
Loki got choky and brokied. He got choked out and he got his neck broken.
Loki's not dead.
He is so dead.
Loki's not dead.
You're a fool for thinking he's not dead.
You're a fool for thinking he is.
How?
It's Loki.
Yeah, so?
He doesn't play by any rules.
Tom Hiddleston's done playing Loki. His contract was up.
Oh, it is?
They killed him.
Oh, well, maybe
at the very beginning of Infinity War because he's done.
Well,
and it gives more motivation to Thor.
But I think
Loki's dead for real.
I don't think that Thor is going to get the kill on Thanos.
He's gotta. He's gotta redeem himself.
No, hold on. It's not going to be Thor. It's not going to be Captain Marvel. It's not going to be World Breaker.
Okay.
It's not going to be. No, hold on. It's not going to be World Breaker Hulk with the Infinity Gauntlet.
Is it going to be Captain America?
No, Cap's going to die before they get the kill.
It's going to be Iron Man then?
No.
And who's it going to be?
Group effort.
Oh, that's cheap.
That's what they're going to do.
Someone's got to get the final blow.
No, it's going to be a group effort thing.
No, they're not going to all hit him at the same time.
Okay, you know what? No, it will be a sequence of attacks.
Someone has to... who's going to get the last blow? I think it's either going to be Thor or Captain Marvel. They both have a 50-50 shot.
It might be both of them.
They brought Captain Marvel in.
It might be both of them.
You haven't seen Captain Marvel? Captain Marvel is the most powerful out of all the Avengers. Out of all of them.
Thor.
Not Thor.
Thor.
She's actually more powerful.
Stormbreaker Thor.
You haven't seen Captain Marvel. You can't speak.
I know about the character.
Yeah, but Captain Marvel, they made her as like she's blowing up ships. She's blowing up everything.
So can Thor.
Yeah, but through an object. Captain Marvel just does it out of her body.
He doesn't need Stormbreaker.
Well, he doesn't need it, but he needed it to kill Thanos. Captain Marvel could just kill Thanos by being Captain Marvel.
Maybe.
Yes.
We don't know that for sure.
That's the whole reason why Captain Marvel's in here. Captain Marvel wouldn't have bothered with Captain Marvel.
Well, if they're just bringing in an OP like win button, then I don't like Captain Marvel.
No, it's not a Superman. It's not a Superman movie.
That's what I'm saying. If they make Captain Marvel into a Superman character, then I want her out.
No, she's beatable.
Because I hate Superman.
The whole reason why Captain Marvel is being brought in, and the whole reason why Captain Marvel hasn't been in the Avengers, and the whole reason why Nick Fury hasn't paged her. You'll get that backstory when you watch the Captain Marvel, like him get, like
I mean, I know about the pager. I saw the post credit.
him giving, the pager and all that, and it's like the whole reason is to set up Captain Marvel like as this intergalactic, like guardian of innocence. And also, I have a lot of theories. Let's get into my theories.
Go ahead.
As one collective theory. The new suits with the Avengers, when they're all like, if you've seen the trailer, they're all
red
like
and white suits.
red and white suits.
Quantum realm.
That's not Tony Stark.
Quantum realm.
Not Tony Stark. Tony Stark's still out in space at the time of that scene.
No, he's not.
It's a Skrull. Calling it. You haven't seen Captain Marvel either. That's all Skrulls.
No.
There's
it's
right. I let you finish your theory.
No,
let you finish.
No, that's been disproven though, because
What do you mean?
No, in either the second or third trailer, it's confirmed. Like the ship flying into Earth, it lands. Tony and Nebula get off. He hugs Pepper. Like,
yes,
he's back on Earth.
That's after this scene, I believe.
Nope.
It's you. Let me finish my theory. I think that's not Tony Stark. Mark Ruffalo, like what? How did I just forget his name?
Bruce Banner.
Bruce. Yeah, I don't know how I forgot his name. Bruce Banner and Hulk are now one person
Well, yeah.
because they can't exist separately anymore. In Thor Ragnarok, he says if he changes into Thor one more time, he's not going to be able to. He's not. He doesn't think he'll be Bruce Banner again.
Changes into Thor.
And no. And hold on.
Just
let me
No,
finish.
you said changes into Thor.
Oh, he won't be able to change if he changes into Hulk. He won't be able to change into Bruce Banner again if he does it one more time because he was Hulk for so long. And in the poster for Avengers Endgame, he's wearing like a suit and he looks more Mark Ruffalo than he's ever looked as Hulk. They look like one person now, and he looks intelligent. So I think they're going to do a comic book Dr. Hulk thing.
Professor Hulk.
Professor Hulk, where he's
super smart. And
he's not the strongest of the Hulks, but he's the most intelligent. But he's still pretty strong.
Big thing.
And Captain America is for sure gonna die.
Yep.
For sure.
Yep.
And I think it's needed, and it would be a strange Avengers movie. It would be a strange movie Endgame if everybody got out unscathed. It would not be a redeeming movie at all. Somebody's got to give up the sacrifice, and Captain America, they've been setting it up for a while. Everybody knows it. It's some low hanging fruit, but Captain America, Steve Rogers, I don't know if he's gonna like die for real.
No, he's gonna die.
But it's like because of the whole fading into dust thing, and obviously that's not.
No, that scene.
That's not permanent.
That scene in one of the trailers where he's like knees down in the flaming dirt, like grips his shield and is bloody and looks up at.
He puts on his shield.
That is
his like final moment.
That's a tried and true like last stand.
Heroic sacrifice.
Yeah, like
the ultimate sacrifice.
So many movies have done
the character trope. It's a huge trope.
Like that's the I'm ready to die stance.
Yep.
It's been done so much.
And he kind of did that in Infinity War, and everybody thought he was going to die in Infinity War. A lot of people did. Like everybody knows Captain America is going to die, and they're waiting for it.
Doesn't he die in like most of his continuities anyway?
Actually, he actually goes on in some continuities. He actually goes on to be Hydra.
Yeah.
He goes on to be a Hydra America or something. I mean, not Hydra America, Captain Hydra or something. And one of the
he gets like brought back and brainwashed.
And they actually, I wanted them to entertain the one of the comics where Captain America wields Thor's hammer, but they can't do that anymore because Thor's hammer is not a thing.
Yeah.
But
that would have been cool.
They alluded to it in Age of Ultron whenever they were all trying the hammer, and Captain America was the only one to make it budge, and then Thor's like, "Oh crap, he's actually moving it." he lost his cool there for a second, and then after he gave up, he's like, "Oh yeah, no one could do it, just me." And then Vision does it, but
Vision's just like.
But that moment was actually a direct reference.
Yeah.
By the Russo brothers to that comic when Captain America wields Thor's hammer in one battle when Thor falls down and Captain America's like, "I got you," and he's got his shield and Thor's hammer. I was like, that'd be so cool.
Do you think they're gonna make their own Infinity Gauntlet?
No, I think that'd be too cliche.
So why are they going into the quantum realm? Because that's what those suits are.
Yep. Time travel, obviously.
Why?
To get everybody back before Thanos, does the whole thing. That's a bit we don't even know if that's gonna. That's
so you think the full crew is gonna fight Thanos?
I think they're gonna get Captain Marvel on the roster.
Well,
they're gonna find Thanos on the planet
Wherever he
where
is.
which is only referred to as the Garden
Yeah.
by Thanos. And they're gonna kick his butt there, and then they're gonna go back in time.
Oh, you think the movie's not going to end?
No, then they're gonna go back in time and get everybody back with Captain Marvel to stop Thanos this time. They're gonna go back to the events of Infinity War with Captain Marvel after, something of that nature, and then Captain Marvel's just gonna be like, whenever he like, it might be before he even gets the Infinity Gauntlet. It might be in the last moment when he's like crushing Vision's stone out of his head after he like uses the time stone to turn it back or whatever. But it has to be before he gets the time stone, maybe, because if they're going back in time.
I mean, that red like fight scene did look like it could have been on Titan.
That's true. But I'm interested to hear what Doctor Strange has to say.
Yeah.
Because he was like, this is the only way. So he saw Captain Marvel. He saw whatever we're about to see in Endgame. He saw it happen. And so this is the one route that they had to take to do it. So I want to hear what Doctor Strange has to say. Because he's still got Benedict Cumberbatch has only just begun.
Doctor Strange is amazing.
Is a great character.
I love the way they've done him. I loved his movie. I love that it's Benedict Cumberbatch.
He's funny, but he's handsome and he's stoic at the same time.
They did Doctor Strange, and he was an interesting choice to bring into the MCU as well. And can we talk about when he took Thanos on by himself?
Yeah, with everything, because he's a freaking
Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah, he's one of the most underrated Marvel heroes.
And overpowered.
Yeah, he's super powerful. Like, people don't know. It's like Spider-Man's like, pss, pss, oh, Bucky's arm's so cool. Doctor Strange's like, yeah.
Let me just.
Your reality doesn't matter to me. Doctor Strange is a living, breathing reality stone that has the time stone for most of it. But
Dormammu.
Yeah, Dormammu.
I've come to bargain. Why didn't he just do that?
Because Thanos. I guess he thought Thanos had too much power because he already had 3 of the stones.
That's true.
So it's like he could have just easily been like, nope. He had, because Dormammu is just an angry spirit in some other dimension.
Why didn't Strange seal the time stone away in a different dimension?
Because he knew it wouldn't have been able to.
But
because
because
Thanos, with even just 2 of the stones, could leap to any location in the freaking.
You're right.
Pathos that he wants to.
He had this pathos.
The ethos. Sorry.
Yeah.
He could go anywhere he wanted to already.
He had the space stone.
There was no location.
Yeah.
There was no
What if Doctor Strange
safe?
What if he put the stone outside space?
Well, he already had the reality stone too. Thanos did, so he could have just been like, oh, they could have done so many things, but Doctor Strange already saw it. He knew it was inevitable that Thanos was going to get the.
What was it, like
stone.
4 billion futures?
Oh yeah,
or 4 million.
I think
a stupid number.
I think he said 1 trillion.
14 trillion, maybe.
Something, yeah, some stupid number, and of course.
And he said, and Tony goes, well, how many did we win?
1, and there was the one that he succeeds, and then goes to the garden, and then because the only way that Captain Marvel would have been paged is if it had actually happened.
Yeah.
Because Nick Fury wouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
And Nick Fury's the only person that is in contact with Captain Marvel and knows she even exists outside. Like, he's the only connection. So he would have had to think that there was a real bad thing going on that the Avengers couldn't handle. That's why he didn't call Captain Marvel before. That's why he didn't call, because he didn't think, he was like, okay, this is a pretty bad situation, but the Avengers got this. Ultron, Avengers got this. Civil War, they'll figure it out. They'll figure it out amongst themselves.
Each other's butt.
And all these new heroes coming around. And then finally, when he sees Agent whoever, I forget her name.
I think it was Maria Hill.
Yeah, fade into dust. He was like, his
mother.
After 5 seconds of just shock and trying to process it, he gave up trying to process it and was like, the Avengers don't got this. And he immediately went for his pager. And he keeps it on him at all times because it was in the car. It wasn't just sitting at home on his nightstand or in a safe somewhere. He had it with him. So it's like, he freaking knew. And I don't know what Captain Marvel did to that freaking pager that it's across multiple galaxies, but she did something. But in the movie, you'll see it. She tinkered with it a little bit, but because it's like a real old school pager. But I wish you had seen Captain Marvel. I want to talk about. I don't want to spoil it for you right now.
I will.
But it's all about the Kree and the Skrulls.
Yeah.
And the Skrulls, everyone's been theorizing about Skrulls. Everyone's like, one of the Avengers is a Skrull. One of them is. Everybody, like across all the MCU, it's like one of these people is a Skrull. And after Captain Marvel movie, I disagree. But I think Skrulls are going to come into play in
the future,
in Endgame. But yeah, Skrulls, I feel like they're gonna play a big part in their shape shifting ways against Thanos. They might try to take on Captain Marvel and like bait Thanos or something. Take on one of the Avengers or all of them and like have a double team. You know what I mean? But could be there's myriad of possibilities that they could do with Endgame. And based on just the trailer alone, it's not enough information,
that's the point.
Which is clever on Marvel Studios' part, editing that trailer together. And we don't even know, like, trailers are so misleading nowadays. They could not even use footage that they use in the trailer, and it doesn't even make it into the final cut of the movie.
I prefer when they do that.
Because, like, in Rogue One, big like Star Wars Rogue One, that trailer when they're running at the AT-ATs, and the AT-STs.
No, AT-ATs.
The big ones?
Yeah.
I thought those were STs.
Nope.
But they're running at them, like, through the battlefield. That's not in the movie. That scene's not in the movie. That was, like, a big moment in the trailer that everyone focused on. But then
all-terrain attack transports.
Yep.
All-terrain scout transports.
Okay. I never knew that was the
Yep.
acronym. But, yeah, so we have no idea. And then there's the Ant-Man ringing the doorbell to the Avengers headquarters. And there's a timestamp on the corner of the video that suggests it's in the past and not where we are now.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be Ant-Man it could be pre-Quantum Realm Ant-Man.
Wait, you may have just solved it. Because Ant-Man is still in the Quantum Realm.
Right now.
When he comes out, he's the only one in the past.
Ooh, and he's ringing the doorbell and nobody's answering.
And because they don't know who he is.
Or because they're not there. Oh, well, I mean, half of them aren't because
No.
Captain America and...
No. I'm saying that because the Scott Lang that went into the Quantum Realm is like continuous with the snap. I'm saying when he finds his way back out, because quantum energy BS, he comes out before the snap.
And so
Like-
you think Ant-Man is the catalyst to stopping Thanos before the snap.
No, like way before. That's why...
But if he went to the Avengers headquarters, he had to have known something was wrong when he came out.
Wait, no, that's true. Because when he comes out, then never mind.
Yeah,
because there's missing posters everywhere.
Exactly, and so
But I think
he's confused.
I think that he comes out at a weird point. I think when he gets out,
maybe an alternate dimension. We might be experiencing alternate dimensions.
I think
after the snap.
He's not just gonna pop out of the quantum realm.
No,
I think
it's the quantum realm.
I think when Ant-Man comes out, it'll be a different timeline, or a different point in the timeline. Like, there's gonna be this weird like continuity loop because of Ant-Man.
Ant-Man might be the key to all this because
or we're wrong and he's just gonna be like still continuous with everyone else.
Also, Ronan.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Poor Hawkeye.
Ronan's here. Ronan's killing people.
Poor Hawkeye.
He's done. He's done playing the good guy. You know, he's done. He's just killing people now.
Yep.
He's angry. Man's upset.
I think Hawkeye's gonna die too.
I don't think so. I think Hawkeye's gonna get his family back.
No, I think he's gonna die.
Or do you think he's gonna get his family back because he sacrificed himself and his family will live on without him? That would be a little bit more heroic, but it'd be more unfortunate. Because Hawkeye hasn't. I feel like Hawkeye is so underrated.
Or no, maybe not. Because I heard he's getting a TV series where he's training Cassidy.
Yeah, they wouldn't just introduce Ronan.
He's training Cassidy. What's her name?
They wouldn't introduce Ronan just to have him die.
Anyway, he's training female Hawkeye.
Exactly.
Cassidy something.
and they're gonna do more with Hawkeye. I think Hawkeye, Ronin, whatever persona he's under, I feel like they're gonna do more with.
No,
it
he's going to
because-
retire.
because they know. Well, he already tried that, obviously, and now he's out of retirement. But I think they because Marvel Studio knows that everyone's like Hawkeye's the weakest character out of the Avengers, and they have so much more room now that he's Ronin and that he has more motivation and stuff like.
Well, he's just a normal dude.
Yeah, he's just a normal dude, but he is just
He's the Batman of the group.
he's the Batman. Well, other than Iron Man. Iron Man is like
I would argue Iron Man's more like the cyborg of the group.
Iron Man is
If we're making comparisons,
Iron Man is the Batman parallel.
yeah, that's true.
Rich philanthropist,
With a kick butt suit.
parents died, kick butt suit, super intelligent,
So
fighting crime without killing people.
Oh,
Actually, Iron Man is way on point with
actually,
killing
I'm an idiot. Hawkeye's Green Arrow.
people. I was about to say, I was like, Hawkeye is
I'm stupid.
Iron Man and Batman are two
They're
two iterations of the same character.
Yep.
Anyway, sorry, I am congested.
It's springtime.
But what was I saying? Yeah, they're gonna do more with Hawkeye. They're gonna do so much more. I think Hawkeye's best moment so far is when in Age of Ultron he's like hyping Scarlet Witch up because he's like the weakest, and then Scarlet Witch is like super strong and she's afraid, to go out and fight. And Hawkeye's like, dude, I'm just a guy with an bow and arrow. And then he just hops out the door and he's just a bad A for like 5 seconds, and Scarlet Witch is like, yeah, let's go. So that's Hawkeye's.
Didn't see that coming.
Yeah, and then Quicksilver
Such a waste.
immediately exited the film series just as fast as he came in. He left. That's why they call him Quicksilver. At least, but you know why?
Such a waste.
No,
Such a waste.
No, you know what's a waste? X-Men. X-Men's a waste.
No, we'll get there.
X-Men. All the X-Men movies are terrible. All of them. I've seen them.
No, I know, but Marvel now has the X-Men. We'll get there.
Everything X-Men and everything Fantastic Four up until this point sucks absolute balls.
You know what we're gonna get in another 10 years?
All of it.
You know what we're gonna get for the 20th anniversary?
What's that?
Ultimate Alliance.
I think so. That would be a
We're gonna get the Avengers, the
natural
X-Men,
next step,
and the Fantastic Four all together
and that is going to be a lot to handle
against Galactus or something.
because Guardians of the Galaxy,
Oh, and Guardians.
and the Avengers are the only like well-established groups. X-Men
I want
are
John
ball.
Krasinski to play Mr. Fantastic, please.
John Krasinski?
Yes,
Oh yeah, that'd be fun.
he's so good.
I don't know. I feel like Ryan Gosling would do better.
I don't like Ryan Gosling.
I love Ryan Gosling. Anyway, all the movies, including when Chris Evans was Human Torch, including that one, including that Fantastic Four movie, and
So bad.
sorry, Jennifer Lawrence and Hugh Jackman, X-Men is terrible.
They're not.
They're not terrible as actors. Logan is the only good X-Men related movie.
I agree.
Logan is great.
It's fantastic.
I've seen it multiple times.
Yep.
It's rated R, and it should be. And it's not even canon.
Nope.
That's what sucks about it. Is the best thing that the X-Men has ever done cinematically.
Doesn't matter.
Isn't even canon. And
Also, Dark Phoenix is coming out. It's gonna be awful.
also Logan dies. Spoiler. If you
Uh,
haven't seen it. It's been like 3 years. But yeah, and Dark Phoenix is gonna suck. I saw Apocalypse. Like
So bad.
I watched it for the first time
So bad.
last week. Is that really the best you can do, guys? Like Days of Future Past, like the only X-Men movie that I could say that I kind of like it was okay was First Class.
Yeah.
It's the only one.
Yeah, it was all right.
It was okay. Days of Future Past, X-Men Origins, X2, X-Men Origins Wolverine, X-Men Apocalypse, Dark Phoenix, all of them. They sucky the balls. They sucky the balls real
It's
good.
gonna be 2 roasted chestnuts from me, Jim.
Over an open fire.
Yep.
It's the holiday season.
Jingle bells.
Christmas in July.
I wish you would jingle my bells.
I never watched the new Fantastic Four, by the way,
I didn't either.
but I knew it sucked.
Yep.
By the Rotten Tomatoes score and all of my friends telling
And
me.
the trailers.
And even the trailer was like, I wasn't impressed. I liked a couple of the actors that were cast in
Michael B. Jordan?
other than Michael B. Jordan. But yeah, it was garbage from what I hear. And I watched the original Fantastic Four and Rise of the Silver Surfer
Those were not
Before-
terrible for their time.
before MCU existed. Rise of the Silver Surfer is crap.
The first one is okay. The first Fantastic Four movie is okay.
Yeah, and then MCU stuff started coming out, and we were like, "Wow, those movies suck." Like compared to these movies, like, "Wow, do they actually suck?"
Yep.
But
You know what else?
Endgame is going to be a trip.
You know what else is just doomed to never have a good cinematic universe?
DC.
Well, yeah, that too. Transformers.
I was talking about this with Landon.
It's
2
doomed.
days ago.
It's just not gonna happen
Unless
unless the Bumblebee movie kicks off like a brand new like continuity where they actually like
the Bumblebee movie's been out.
No, I know. I'm saying like if it jumpstarts a new canon where they try and stay true to G1 and tell that kind of story instead of Sam, get to the building.
I think,
Then we're
I
just
think I can solve the entire Transformers problem with one thing.
what?
Get rid of Michael Bay. Get rid of him. Get rid of him.
You know what they should do?
Revenge of the Fallen is the best Transformers movie, and the first one is okay. All the rest of them, Dark Side of the Moon, The Last Night, all of them, all the other three,
Age of
Are-
Extinction.
garbage.
Also, I switched the first one in Age of Extinction.
You like the
Because-
first one the best?
Or sorry,
Is it-
Revenge of the Fallen, because Revenge of the Fallen has way too much Sam.
That's true.
The first movie has an appropriate amount of human characters.
And it's like the introduction of Transformers into the real world.
And it makes sense, you know? Like the humans are involved, and then in the second movie it's way too much. Like Sam is almost violated by a Decepticon girl thing.
Yeah.
We didn't need that.
You know, we didn't have to talk about that.
That scene is on its
You
own
didn't have to make me remember that.
ruins the movie for me.
You just made me remember that.
Yeah.
I didn't want to remember that, Brett.
Sorry.
That was really... But Shia LaBeouf is infinitely better for Transformers than Mark Wahlberg. I'm going to say that. Ooh.
I disagree.
I love Shia LaBeouf. You can't turn me on him.
I love Marky Mark because
Marky Mark.
because the human characters are
Go back to Lone Survivor, Marky Mark.
the
That was actually a good movie.
the human characters are irrelevant to the Transformers anyway because I don't want to know about the human characters. I want to see the Transformers.
Which is why Shia LaBeouf is better for it, because Shia LaBeouf is funnier. He plays a better, like...
Scared little boy.
Exactly. Mark Wahlberg is, like, just trying to be a bad A the whole time, and he's not, because there's Transformers. You know what I mean? Shia LaBeouf is better for Transformers. If we're talking just these two people,
Yeah, okay.
no other actors,
You've sold me.
it's Shia LaBeouf.
You've sold me.
Mark Wahlberg is just too manly. He's
Uh.
too gung-ho. And Age of Extinction was all about his daughter, and it wasn't cool. It wasn't fun. All the CGI was bad. It's all the slow-mo and explosions. Michael Bay, you gotta
And then
you gotta tone back the cocaine.
in the last night, I didn't know if I was watching an IMAX film or an iPhone film.
I didn't know. I can't make that joke.
Go ahead.
No.
Go ahead.
Mm-mm.
Go ahead.
Nope.
Yep.
It's a porn joke.
That's fine.
No, it's not.
Yeah, this is a family show.
It's not okay.
Is that your dickering?
Yeah, it was my dickering skill. Okay.
I prefer hornswoggling myself.
Transformers is in its current state the worst ever. Okay.
Yeah. The comics are the IDW comics, amazing.
Everything other than the movies about Transformers, A-okay in my book.
We need a good Transformers game. The last good Transformers game was Fall of Cybertron. I loved it so much. And you can't play it anymore because
Yeah.
High Moon Studios like lost its contract because they dickered too hard.
Yeah.
And I loved those games.
It's like, we'll give you here. Your budget is $1 million for the next game, and they're like, we will accept nothing less than $3 trillion. And they're like, yeah, you're not getting the rights no more.
Fall of Cybertron was a genuinely good game.
It was fun.
And Fall of Cybertron, the sequel, was a sequel, but it was still good. The problem with Fall of Cybertron was they focused way too heavily on the multiplayer instead of the story.
Multiplayer was fun though.
It was fun, but like the campaign
It's really fun though.
is fun because you get to like just dick around as your favorite Transformer. But Fall of Cybertron, each campaign level, you got to pick from 3 different Transformers.
Mhm.
But and the Transformer you picked didn't affect like the story. It's just who you wanted to stomp around as.
Mhm.
And the campaign was co-op. That was the best part, was you could play the campaign co-op with your friends. And like you could be Optimus and your friend could be Bumblebee, or you could be Starscream, friend could be Skywarp. And you could just roll out.
You could just Autobots transform and roll out.
That actually was pretty good.
It's my Optimus impression.
That's pretty good.
That's all I
That's a
got.
pretty good G1 Optimus.
It's the only
It's not as heroically raspy as Peter Cullen. But
okay.
it's really hard to do Peter Cullen.
But yeah, Transform.
But the second game lets you play as Grimlock, and that was great.
That was awesome. But Fantastic Four is balls. X-Men's balls. Transformers right now is balls.
Literally, in the second movie, Devastator's 2 Wrecking Balls.
Yep.
Ugh.
Transformers is balls confirmed. It's in the movie, man.
There it is, right there. What are you going to do about it?
I'm sure Mark Wahlberg's telling his mom how much he thinks that.
Dang it.
Good joke. Good attempt. Good attempt.
I'm out of funny juice.
Oh, what else? Okay,
Crackdown 3 was half off, by the way.
He did tell me that. But
I bought
I feel
it.
like Endgame. I had one more thing to talk about Endgame. I mean, there's a lot to talk about. Okay, I did the Tony Stark, the Smart Hulk, the Captain America's going bye-bye. The
War Machine is relevant.
The Ronin. War Machine is
good for War Machine.
Has never been relevant.
They're trying.
War Machine is Don Cheadle getting a payday. Is what War
I like
Machine
him.
is. I'm not saying I don't like him. I'm just saying he's not an important character at any facet.
I disagree.
He is not important.
He's a supporting character.
Yeah, and you know who's the best supporting characters?
Groot.
Guardians of the Galaxy. All of them.
Yeah, you're right.
They're the best.
Except when Star-Lord said, "You killed my girlfriend! Wabap!" and ruined everything.
Oh, yeah. Chris Pratt. I'm sorry, man. Well, not Chris Pratt. I'm like,
Star-Lord.
Quill.
Peter Quill.
Quill, man.
You ruined it.
What were you thinking?
You idiot. You had to be thinking with your dick.
Everybody faded to dust because of you. I want you to
No,
know
not
that.
because of him, because of his dick.
Yeah, man. Because he's too angry.
No, horny.
He could have just kissed that purple chin of his and moved on. We could have been saved a whole lot of trouble.
You know the theory is Ant-Man.
You could have waited till the freaking glove came off, and then you could have done whatever you wanted.
Ant-Man can't kill Thanos through the butt because Titans don't have a butt; they just have a second chin.
Well, now that you put it like that, it's got a cleft though. He can fit himself in there.
Buying shorts is real difficult.
Shorts. I mean, he took off all his armor at the beginning of Infinity War. He's like, all this armor,
And now he has.
need it.
Yeah, he just has an intergalactic wife beater.
Yeah, he really does. It's just a freaking wife beater. He's just wearing a tank top the whole movie. Anyway, he's like wearing a onesie. But yeah, I wonder where the garden is.
I don't know.
And I wonder if Gamora like is there with him, like Kid Gamora, you know?
I don't know.
He's like, what did it cost? Everything. That Gamora. But I think that's about it for my Endgame theorizing
We've
with the Skrulls and all that.
we've done a big just content dump.
Yeah,
You wanted to be on my show just so you could get all this out, didn't you?
dude, I had to talk about this.
That's fine. I enjoyed it.
But
This has been one heck of a one-on-one off.
yes, it has. What? Hold on, brain. I'm running out of serotonin. Yeah, I got nothing. I lost my train of thought.
Well,
It's gone. Do you want to end it here?
yeah, I think we can go ahead and end it here. We're close enough to the 2-hour mark, and I think with all the editing, I'm gonna do, it'll come out to like an hour and 30, hour and 40.
And let's go get lunch. Because I'm hungo.
I'm down.
I'm big hungo.
Big boy hungry?
Big boy hungo.
All right. Well, Tyler, thank you so much for coming in for our second
Seamless.
one-on-one off episode.
Yes, sir.
Didn't know this was going to be an hour and a half special, but you know what? We're a variety channel, and that's the point of these one-on-one offs. You know, last week with Morgan was just a little sit-down conversation, like letting you get to know somebody. And Morgan's a great person. But this one-on-one off was sit down, talk about pop culture, which is what this show is about. So what the Echo podcast is about is aspects of pop culture and how they affect us. Which, by the way, it's confirmed. Episode 5 of the Echo podcast, all about college burnout, is coming out next weekend.
College burnout.
No, really, I think it's going to be a great topic because we have me as a college junior, Alex as a senior, and then we have an alumni coming in.
Ooh.
Our friend Chris.
Okay.
And we're going to talk all about college burnout and like the struggle of like our age group trying to get through our degrees.
I'm just a sophomore.
Tyler is a little baby, but he's a cute baby. He's a bouncy baby boy.
Who's bouncing? 'Cause it ain't me.
You could be. These chairs got some spring to them.
Yeah, I'm not even going to try that.
But I told you guys we'd see Tyler again. And I kind of owed him a long show after I cut him off in episode 3.
I was not... 45 minutes is never long enough.
Hey, here we go.
We doubled it this time.
And I knew this would happen. You're going to be our favorite guest. You're going to be on this show quite a bit.
We're getting... Okay, next episode. I'm
still waiting for you to make a vlog out of making a podcast.
Outro. Hold on.
So
I'm gonna assist in the outro.
Channel. Hold on. Before you do that, go ahead and plug your YouTube channel, plug your Instagram.
My YouTube channel is just my name. But I'm also a music producer and a photographer. And if you want to see my work, go to subject.227 is my Instagram handle.
Does amazing photography work. And if you can't find Tyler Pace on YouTube, then you're already on my channel. It's in my featured channels along with TUTV if you want to watch me doing a weekly newscast. But go ahead, go check Tyler's vlogs out. He's got some really cool stuff that he needs to keep making.
I'm actually posting a video soon, but it's not a vlog.
It's fine. You just need to make content, bro. You're good at it. But his Instagram is fantastic. His photo work is phenomenal. Anyway, so what about the outro? Go ahead. We'll wrap this show up.
Probably the next time I'll be on this podcast will be with Spencer.
Yeah, okay, so you know that here, like, pretty soon, like, school ends and then I'm traveling, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But sometime we're going to get this. We're going to get Spencer here.
Well, you and Spencer need to make it quick.
Because Spencer's moving back to Tulsa.
When?
After this semester's over.
Oh, well, I might already be gone.
But I mean, like, I'm talking for the rest of his school career, he's going to OSU Tulsa.
Okay.
He's transferring back here, so he's going to be living at home.
It might be next spring before you guys can come on.
And whatever it is.
I'm going abroad. But
You're not going to be here the entire summer? The entire summer? I was about to say, I was like, there's got to be some in-between time.
I think there will be like a week or two in August before I leave.
That'll work for me.
Yeah.
But anyway, we can do that outside of the podcast.
No, my schedule's going to be crazy soon. I'm going to Canada. Then I'm going to go work at summer camp again. Then I'm going to Ireland.
What are you going to Ireland for again?
Just study abroad.
Oh, yeah, you have to.
I've always wanted to go to Ireland and Europe anyway.
Aren't you required to?
No.
Oh, you just want to?
I just want to.
That's a lot of moolah.
Well, the financial meeting is next week.
Well, there you go.
And scholarships transfer over. That's the cool thing about the way that's the cool thing about the school. No, it's cheaper to go to college in Europe because they're all publicly funded.
Mm-hmm. It's not cheap to go to college here, though.
No.
Not at all.
Normally, when we go abroad, we save money. Like, we get a refund check.
Oh, yeah, the big refunds.
Yep.
Well, I think it's about time to sign off.
Yep. So, again, if you haven't already, please, gonna self-plug again as cheap as it is. Go down, click subscribe, click the bell. We're going to have some new episodes coming out before I try and get a USB mic and start traveling for the summer, because I think that's what I'm going to do at summer camp, because I'm going to be all around all these amazing like staffers, is get a USB like table mic, and the quality will be a little lower, but we'll find a quiet like office and just do like one-on-one off episodes.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be really cool. And we'll talk about this later, but you can help me find a USB mic for not a ton of money, right?
Yep.
Cool.
I have one.
Oh.
And you can buy a similar one for pretty cheap.
Dope. But next week, I promise, episode 5 is releasing of the Echo Podcast, season 1 finale. It's going to be great. So, sorry this is so long, but it's just a lot of cool stuff to listen to. We talked about Star Wars and Marvel, you know?
A lot of other stuff.
Mostly Star Wars and Marvel.
And there's a lot there.
I'll be able to manipulate the hashtags, don't you worry. But we'll see you next week. So without further ado, remember, don't read Alex's Twitter. Good night.